broken wasteland. Come to my fire.
What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. Whoa, what the hell happened there? Went to reach for my mic, and something fell off of it. Must have not supposed to be there. Dude, I have Jason Gardner here from the Heavy Metal Wasteland. Jason, what is going on?
Oh, not much, man. Just played the first show since like August with the band last night. Pretty fun. So
yeah, by the time we're recording this was last night for you. It was almost a week ago by the time this comes out.
I keep getting we're time travelers.
Talking into the future is kind of fun, don't you think?
Yeah.
So how was that show? It was a benefit show for the Helene hurricane. At where was the venue?
So it was at the Slygrog Lounge, which was a venue that burned down a couple years ago.
Shit.
Well, it didn't burn down all the way, but it burned enough to not be habitable for a couple of years. This was like, so they haven't been up very long, and dude, it was awesome, man. They built a nice stage. They got some really nice donated equipment from the Orange Peel for sound, and they redid like the configuration of the inside, which made a lot more sense. So yeah, we had a good time. They had a bunch of old TVs and VCRs everywhere. I sent you a picture of Masters of the Universe playing.
You did send me that, and it was right at the very beginning. Did you end up watching it through the band set?
No, see, the bar is separate from the stage area, so like I had to go do drummer stuff. But I gave them the nod. I appreciated it. And I will say, I remember having a conversation with, I think it was Tom from Howlin' Giant, about doing a coffee table book of venue bathrooms.
Sure.
I
think you and I've had that conversation.
Yeah.
As well.
So there were last night. I don't know what it was. There were in the bathroom that I went in. There's a TV in the bathroom and a VCR, and dude, it was like a blurry thing like 80s like Cinemax like in the morning when it's like just like wavy lines and like different colors and stuff. And I wish I would have took a nice picture of that bathroom in there, because that would have been a really cool entry into a coffee book idea.
That would be pretty
bathrooms.
damn good.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Yeah.
Air Devil's Inn needs to be one that from Louisville that you need to include. I remember they finally got enough money to do a renovation for for the bathroom, and then they had a GoFundMe so they could put a locking door on it.
Right. The Odd here in Nashville has 3 bathrooms. That would be amazing additions to a book like that. So they're all pretty fucking rank.
The one in the back there is crazy because it is just like so tiny.
Yeah, the green room one. Yeah.
Yes. There was a club here in Louisville called Phoenix Hill Tavern that had like 9 bars in one location. Right. And excuse me. And their bathrooms, the main bathrooms had people in them. No, I mean like yes, like yes, exactly. I'm blanking on the name. They're actually called something.
Yeah, they're called bathroom attendants.
Yeah, but no, there's actually like a smarter name for it. But anyway,
concierge.
Regardless, huh?
Concierge.
Probably something like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. But
okay.
Yeah, they always used to have fancy attendants in there and everything, and they would like put the soap in your hands for you, and it was like
that's almost kind of intrusive in a way.
Yeah, it was pretty weird some days. Some days it really absolutely was. But today we have Sun Mantra on the Metal Forge, and Jason, you go back quite a ways with Sun Mantra. With Leo from Sun Mantra,
right?
Anyways, and I believe it was Harrison in the band as well that played Steel and Stone.
I'm not for sure. Possibly, I'd have to look at the pictures.
Right on.
But I don't recall.
Awesome. But no, we've got a pretty long episode this week, so I want to go ahead and get started on it. because we're going to play in its entirety one mic, one riff,
Yep.
which is like 12 and a half minutes.
Right.
And we're going to do it right
now.
Right fucking now.
Hit play.
So, Jason, before we hit play on this, is there anything else you want to say to the people out today this week in the Metal Forge? It's the beginning of December.
Friends of mine, Weight Shift, released a new album. Check it out. And check out the bands Halogi and Tombstone Highway from here that we played with last night. Halogi was our first time playing with them. Pretty cool. And Tombstone Highway, they've come a long way since we played them last time. So yeah, they were pretty powerful. 3-piece, obsessed.
That sounds like a pretty badass graveyard band name.
Yeah, it's a very obsessed fanboys. Wino's actually recorded a song with them for their album. So yeah, they're in like Flint on the.
How do you feel about stuff like that?
That's pretty cool. I mean, like if Wino wants to take time to do it, then I mean that's cool that he thinks highly enough of him. You know.
I mean, what if it's just like there's some people out there that put their name out there and say, "Hey, I'll record with you," or "I'm looking to record some stuff," but it's like a $500 tab. Like,
I don't have the details on that, but I mean,
I know one particular singer for a new wave of British heavy metal band does that.
Right.
And not the one that you're thinking of. They did not have a singer just recently pass away, so it's not that band.
I mean, I don't know. Like every time the assess plays here, like wherever they are at, big venues or small venues, or even like 4 hours away, Tombstone Highway seems to open up for them. So I mean, I don't. It might be just a genuine friendship instead of just
just a cash grab.
500. Yeah.
Right on, man.
Because I mean, they don't. I would doubt they have 500.
There's some people that I'd like to work with. I'd like to put some, I'd like to hit up, you were on that interview with Brian Tadler. I'd like to have him cut a solo on something or cut a rhythm riff on something. It'd be awesome. Or, maybe hit up Dave Ellison and see if he would cut a bass track, even though I'm a bass player. I'd step aside for Junior.
Yeah. The old JR.
That's right.
All right, man. Let's hit play and see you on the other side of the song.
Here it is. I'll see you on the other side with Leo and whoever else might show up. Hell yeah. All right, metalheads, we are being joined this week by the drummer of Sun Mantra and another drummer in Temptation's Wings. Oh my gosh, I'm being flanked by drummers here. I'm gonna get my ass kicked uh, for making all those jokes. Mr. Leo Dyer from Sun Mantra. Dude, what is up?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. I don't know about Jason. He's the one in the heavy metal wasteland, you know. And yeah, I mean, you're kind of down by the storm stuff too, aren't you? Around Knoxville.
Yeah,
Eh,
well, we didn't get. I mean, we had some bad weather, but and there in the surrounding areas there was some stuff, but nothing compared to what is having to endure in his area and a lot of
sure.
people there. Um, yeah, it kind of missed us here in the valley for the most part. Mine, like I said, nothing in comparison. Um, but it seems to be the case most of the time. Like when you hope for snow here, we usually end up just getting like, I mean, we've had some heavy snows here before, but it usually seems to like act like it's going to hit and then go right around us.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I live in the snow belt, you know. I live right on the Ohio River here, so it's either we'll get a dusting or we'll get dumped on.
Yeah,
That's usually how it works. And anytime that they're forecasting for Louisville, you can always expect to go north of the river.
yeah,
And it's like one of the things that somebody brought up to me, it's like how is that always a possibility of where you can get to they can pinpoint within, you know, a quarter of a mile where a hurricane's going to approach land, but they can't tell you if it's going to snow tomorrow or not.
Some people call that harp. You never know. I don't know. I'm no conspiracy theorist. I just read a lot of crap, but
Well, that's good because we usually break out a conspiracy question or two
Oh yeah,
in the
man. Got
derailed segment.
yeah.
But the first part of this interview about Sun Mantra. But before we get into it, you know, hey, you two have not actually seen each other for a while now. This is kind of a reunion of sorts,
Yeah.
which is
yeah,
totally rad. Leo, you played what, the first Steel and Stone? Is that right, Jason?
Yeah. Yeah. It was
When he
I think
was a
I think
wee
all the band
lad.
I think all the bands are defunct now except for like two. Cloak was the headliner, which they've gone on to do pretty well. And then another band from Raleigh called Horse Skull, which is pretty bad, was pretty badass. And then us, and then Sun Mantra, or not Sun Mantra, it's Mountain King. And then I can't remember the other band. I think there was only six on there. So they elude me right now, but I don't think they're around either. So yeah.
That would be bad if it was somebody like Horse Burner and they were around.
No, it wasn't Horseburger. I want to say it was a band called Horse Skull. No, I mean not
You
Horse Skull, but
you
Horse
mentioned that.
not Horse Skull. They aren't Horse Flesh, maybe. It was a very, we were horsing around that first Steel and Stone. I do remember that inside joke. So I don't know. But yeah,
Damn.
so yeah, it's a long
it's been a
time ago.
long time.
Yeah.
And you know, I first became friends with you, Leo. It's been a minute on Facebook. It's probably been since around the same time period. But it was actually, I don't even know if that is Summoner Circle.
Yeah,
So I don't know how long ago that's been.
yeah.
But
I did a lot of time in Summoner Circle. There was a period of months where I had left and I had returned. Um, and gosh, I don't know. It's all a flash now. I had a lot of did a lot with Summoner Circle. Um,
sure.
um, yeah, and I think I think that probably is around the time, kind of maybe around the time of transitioning from Mountain King to Summoner Circle, which was
Okay.
which was weird for me because I'd never played guitar in a band before till Summoner Circle.
Did I?
And
I think you might misremember being in Summoner Circle because I'm pretty sure some another being named Absalon was in
yeah,
Summoner Circle. Yeah, I don't remember you being in it. Yeah, because you're from this dimension. So yeah, you
yeah,
Oh,
and I go back with Herb's lookalike Gog
yeah.
from from the I forget the name of the
Okay,
band name now, but yeah,
okay.
Center Remains. Yeah, Center Remain days.
Yeah.
I'll go back with like Herb. So yeah, yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. So earlier this year, you all released Cosmic Law, the single. And previously before that, it was what was it? One track, one mic, one riff. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and now what do you all have coming up?
We're trying to get ready for studio to either do an EP. It could possibly be a full length, so we're not sure yet. But so we're working on new stuff now. The funny thing was, um, I started Sun Mantra, and it actually started out with Josh, my guitar player, and it ended up
Oh,
being
wait a second. Uh-oh. Who do we got coming in?
Oh shit, this is exciting. I've
is
never been
that Josh?
ambushed.
We got
I'm usually the
Josh.
one doing the ambushing, so this is pretty exciting.
Josh has entered the chat. No,
Hey, how's it going?
do you have video?
I don't have video, unfortunately.
Ah,
Oh
no big.
man.
No, see, it's over now. Everybody, this is a first in the Metal Forge. Somebody comes in the middle of an interview. Well, it's not really the first, but it's been a minute. Please welcome Josh from Sun Mantra as well.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hell
But,
yeah. So
but
what's
yeah,
going on?
it started with me and him, actually, like I was just saying, and um we started jamming together actually while I was in Summoner Circle. And then when I left Summoner Circle, we started doing it again. And and then after some time, Harrison came along. So we did that one mic one riff you mentioned was something we did right here in my jam room, our jam room, and we just posted up a SM57 and just started jamming. And now we play that in our set, and it's different every time, just because it's an improv, you know. Um, and but we wanted, people knew that Sun Mantra had, come about, and so we didn't want to keep, posting like, hey, we got, big things coming, you know. So
Sure.
we were like, hey, here's a jam to hopefully tide you over and hope some people dig it, and then we finally got in the studio and did Cosmic Law, and that's where we're at. So now since we don't have as much booked at the moment, um, we're trying to hunker down to go back in the studio to do that, do more tunes.
For
Back
sure.
to writing.
So when you all are actually playing, one mic, one riff, in the live setting, now I'm assuming because it's a loose idea of where you're gonna go, but it's still different every time.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. I
yeah,
love that. There's well, you saw the band at Big Goddamn Metal Show, Ohm. They do that as well, where they have no vocals or anything, but they do. Not everything is exact every show.
yeah,
You might get a different show one night out of it. And I dig that, that you could be so comfortable in doing an instrumental that you could change something and know exactly where somebody else is going.
We do that also, but it's just called mistakes. So
or jazz.
I,
Well, like John, when I
that's
first
a
started jamming
cozy, it's a cozy 12-minute set.
when Josh and I first started jamming, that's kind of how, when it was, we would just get together when we could, just trying to get something going, and that's kind of how we just started jamming. We would just start playing, and kind of off the cuff, um, and I was like, I hope this guy can put up with me because I love his guitar playing.
So, so Josh, how did Sun
Yeah.
Mantra become a thing?
Well, I was just sitting there thinking about that. I remember going over to Leo's house, and he was wanting me to jam with him on his pedal baby. It's an orange pedal baby amp that he had, and he just wanted me to go around and like um, mess with tones and stuff so he could hear it from an outside perspective. And I was playing through it. He would be on the drums, and we were like, wow, this sounds like really, really, really good. Why don't we record this and see what can happen, And we did. We recorded it, and we just had a wild thought to, why don't we make something? Why don't we start something together? And that's how it started pretty much. From my point of view, at least. I know Leo may have something different to say, but that's what it seemed like.
Josh is lying. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No, he's right. That is how it went.
I mean, and it was just kind of like magic, as they say. And not to discount Harrison, the other member, correct?
Yeah.
Not to discount any other members of bands, but it always does seem like it's always the two people who hook up first, and then they start adding other people to the mix. And I mean, I know Jason's got that.
Yep.
I mean, it's Jason and Micah.
Yep.
I mean, it's me and Mike. It's and I think Jason in Ice Howl is, he has different people he bounces different ideas off of. That's why it works so well, is he is the one main dude, but like he knows who to lean on for whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a cool thing to be able to connect. Like, I think that's I don't know, one of the biggest things about what we all do here is like it's connection, and when you can do that, and it's not I mean, obviously there's things you want to work on, and stuff, and it's fun because we all love doing that. But I think it's something extra when you can connect and fly off of nothing,
for sure. And I think I think when you've went through the bad shit of like where you get mad at people on stage from time to time, and then you just stop getting mad at people, and that's when it just clicks, I think.
Yeah, I think, man, that's a thing too. You were talking, you brought up Harrison a little bit ago too. Like, we started when we started, we had a different bass player singer, and then things go as they go. No big deals. So we were like, we need to fill this out, and Harrison, it was easy. It was like, personally speaking.
Sure.
Wouldn't you say, Josh? Like, we just connected pretty damn quick, didn't we?
Oh yeah. I mean, he sent us a video of him playing, and I was like, that's who I want to play with. That's the style of bass that I think we sound good with, And yeah, he's great, man.
Hell yeah. Now, obviously, Power Trio, I always think that's the way to go. I mean, yeah, you can have 4 and 5 piece and 6 piece bands, but is there ever room for more than just the Power Trio for you all?
We've talked about, I don't know, we've talked about, as far as guitar goes, I've always told Josh, hey, if that's something that ever comes up, I love three. I mean, I like the larger bands too and stuff, I love Judas Priest, but but also, I also love stuff like Stevie Ray Vaughan, So, but
Sure.
When Josh and I talked about it before, I was like, man, I said that would be up to you, dude, because they would have to be able to gel with you. We've talked about keys and some stuff that we've just jammed off the cuff. We're like, oh man, an organ would sound killer in that, but we've not taken any steps towards that or anything,
Right on.
It feels good like it is right now, I think, unless you feel differently, Joshua.
Oh yeah, I mean, it feels good as it is, like you said. I mean, with keys and stuff that can come in the studio. We can add that stuff, post recording and everything. But I've always been a fan of the 3-piece style. It feels more like organic, I think. But yeah, I've always been a fan of the 3-piece and how it goes and stuff.
If I'm on the drums, like going to about a 3-piece, if I'm on the drums, for me, I mean, I could go either way, really, but for me, I really like when a guitar player goes into a lead and you got that bass line sticking out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I
And
love that.
oh, for sure. And that's when, power trios like ZZ Top,
Yes.
you've got that fat bass line sticking out and everything. Yeah, I totally get it. What do you think, Jason?
Well,
You're kind of a power trio now.
dude, we're kind of a power in limbo right now. So uh we started off as a 4 piece, went to 3 piece, stayed 3 piece for quite a while, went to 4 piece, back to 3 piece, but maybe 4 piece live for select shows. It's all over the fucking place, dude. Like, you just gotta work with it, man. Like, I
Hey,
like Chad is like a friend of mine. I'm a fan of his guitar playing. I don't want to see him like quit the band completely. So we've compromised to where like, we'll keep writing, and then, if you want to contribute a riff or a solo, cool. But if we get some shows that are pretty notable for like really good bands or good venues, come on in so we don't let some of these songs, die out that we can't play because it's hollow sounding. So yeah, it's a little bit of a weird transition right now, but we're having fun writing again. It's kind of getting back to the essence of TW. I joked with Micah, we're gonna write an album so good that Chad will have to come back just so he can play the songs that he.
You know what? I
and,
think that's cool
and
though.
I think we're on that track actually. We've got some pretty goddamn nasty shit
that
in the
one that you
waiting.
sent me was pretty badass.
That's the one for
And
Helene. Yeah, it's pretty massive. So yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
One of the things that I thought was now I've lost my fucking train of thought. I should have jumped in the middle there and I
Mhm.
didn't, but like because I didn't want to be rude and cut you off, and now I've forgotten what I was gonna
Well, you're in
say.
a 5 piece band too, don't forget. So I mean
Yeah,
you
I
can actually
know. And
compare.
and it's weird because like when it's like when it and I love it, don't get me wrong, because it's not the first 5 piece band I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's like there's that many cogs in the wheel, but it's like, oh, well, Kyle and I talked about this and about the drums because, it's the guitar player and the drummer and they're working to each other's strong suit. And it's like, when did this get decided? That's just like, okay, cool. Super duper. But no, the power trio like with Overload though is it's totally fun because everybody pulls their own weight and everybody gets it. And when writing happens, we do get some pretty awesome stuff, I
Mm,
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Jason made a good point too, like when he was talking about his situation, like that attitude of like, hey, whatever works and keeping it fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think man, when you lose sight of that, it becomes torture, you know?
You just jogged my memory, and yes, absolutely, because it was about member changes. And I had just talked to Smolder recently, and they have a live lineup and a studio lineup and a North American touring lineup, I should say. It's like their touring lineup in North America is the recording band, but they have a Finnish lineup that they play Europe with.
Wow.
And it's like, so they have two full bands just basically hanging out.
What a
Jeez.
I
trip.
kind of I kind of get that with like the way like it is with like visas and shit now.
Yeah, I
Oh
was gonna
yeah,
say
you
let's
now it's gonna be that way.
Yeah.
I
they
mean,
save
think of
on
it like
flights.
this. Go ahead.
They say save on flights.
Oh, sure. And think of it like this. They already have gear here and gear there.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference of taking somebody on tour? I think that's been one of the things with Haunt recently is they've had a few different guitar players on the last few different tours,
Yeah.
and Alex Dominguez was on this last full on tour of Saber, and he's badass, and but before that there was I can't even remember his name now. I don't, and that's because I've been up for 20 hours. But But yeah, so member changes aside, I think that might be a way that some of these bands approach touring in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right.
It's like the green jello or green jelly aspect of it, where you have like 700 members all over the US and you just like, hey,
Jeez.
can you do these 3 shows for me?
I don't even know that many
Um,
people.
I don't know. Right. No kidding. So going into 2025, what are we looking forward to for Sun Mantra?
Well, we will be playing definitely more material. We're always writing stuff, so there'll be more of that to come. But the and more stuff booked. But the one thing that I can say that we are doing next year that we're super excited about so far is Maryland Doomfest.
Oh, you playing
Okay,
that?
cool.
Yeah,
I don't think is this airing after the 31st?
yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Yeah, because he announced on 31st. We played
yeah,
it in 2000, I want to say 18, I think. And like he was like, do not announce until I announce.
yeah,
And I was like, okay, cool. So yeah.
yeah.
He's right.
Mark told me
He
before
keeps
you
getting
came
as
on.
close to the best. So
Yeah, Mark told me before that everybody came on that when he was airing it, so I was like, "Oh, cool!" So we could say something about Maryland.
yeah,
Hell
man,
yeah, man.
it
That's
was
some
a
killer
thrill,
fucking
man.
news, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you got to be stoked for that.
Oh,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
yeah, we are. We
Yeah,
we
I'm
actually
100%.
believe.
There might be another
I'm stoked for
festival.
him.
There might be another festival in your all's future too.
Yeah. Oh, what are you talking about? Hey, bring it on! Bring
I
it on!
can't announce it yet.
Just book
Oh,
him
okay.
now. Just book him now and tell him later.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
gonna.
Hey, Josh, can you think of anything, dude, that I could be missing something here? I'm old, you know.
Um, Not really much of anything. I mean, like you said, just writing. We're trying to get some riffs knocked out and things placed and put together and stuff.
Right, and you did say earlier that you were looking at doing like possibly an EP, but possibly an album, depending on
Yeah.
how things go. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Now, is that going into, are you all doing like the recording from home kind of thing, or are you doing an actual studio? How are you doing that?
Our good friend Danielle Fair, from was it
Very
Johnson?
familiar.
Yeah, Johnson City, Bristol, around that area. We go up to her and she pretty much produces. She produced Cosmic Law, and we plan on using her again in the future.
Hell yeah. Of Grave Girls, if I'm not mistaken, is that?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's her.
Yep. Also produced the Wind Rider album, I believe.
Yep.
That's
Both
right.
of them.
Revival.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Definitely familiar with her work. So hell yeah that you're working up there as well. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, I love Johnson City. I love any chance I get to go up there. I'll try to jump on it.
It was fun. A funny thing about that, and I'm bringing Harrison up again, was when we got Harrison, it was for bass. And then we were like, hey, dude, do you happen to sing at all? And he was like, I'll give it a go. So we don't have we're slacking, man. We still don't have anything for anybody to sing through here. So we hammer it out and we're doing this, getting ready for the single. And we can kind of hear him yelling, just to get a feel of things. And we didn't actually hear him till that day in the studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how magical was that?
Dude, it scared the hell out of me. I was sitting behind my drum, but the music parts were done and everything, right? And he had the cans on, and he just, when he belted out the first thing you hear in that tune, I was like, holy shit.
Well, I mean, it had to be a surreal moment because it's like, what if it completely fucking sucked?
Yeah, yeah.
You
We
know
would
what
have
I'm
done
saying?
that.
That's true.
But he just went for it, man. And like, I mean, he, um, he meant it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty wild to go in not really know, I mean, you could hear him a little bit in the jam room, but this, loud amps and big drums and stuff like that, so it's kind of hard to hear a vocal, and you don't want dude blowing his pipes out either.
Sure. Absolutely.
But
Awesome.
it was
Jason,
fun down there. And Josh, didn't you do that the not the melody, but like the lead stuff on the lead stuff? Didn't you do that off the cuff in the studio?
Yeah. We had multiple takes of like the whole thing was just us jamming. We played out the song multiple takes, and when it came to the solo, I would play something different every time we played it. And like that last one we played, I was like, that's the one, and I just want to kind of like go back through and add little bits underneath the solo, the leady parts. And so yeah, it was just everything was off the cuff on that one, on the solo.
hell yeah. Hey,
It was,
Jason,
Yeah, man.
you're kind of quiet over there.
Oh, dude, I didn't want to talk over anybody. But yeah, getting
You know
back to
you
what.
can, you
Go
can
ahead.
chime in anytime.
Well, with the guy down on the screen, it's hard to really like know when he's about to talk. So I'm just like, I don't want to like step all over it. So yeah, it's like trying to sneak in the dark and stepping on something that's loud. It's like it's gotta be go easy. But yeah, I mean, if what Leo
Josh,
was
do me
saying,
a favor. Just say, shut the fuck up. No.
what Leo was saying
No,
about
I'm not gonna
vocals,
do that.
what Leo was saying about vocals, though, dude, that's my biggest thing is like, I'll miss like guitar days and stuff when we record songs, but if I don't miss vocals. Like when we did our last album, I remember telling Micah to like record, like I want you on the phone when you're singing, and if you do something I think it can be better, I'll let you know, whether it was like words or whatever. And I guess so. Yeah, I coached them through like on the phone, like while they're in the studio and shit. And I was like working and stuff. It's like the fucking homeowner was probably like, "What the fuck is this guy listening to?" I'm like, "No, dude." I was like, "No, switch those two words around, like it sound better and stuff." And I was like, "Yeah." So I don't miss vocal day, because it can really make or break like what people think of the song or the album. I mean, if they're like cheesy or cringeworthy, chances are other people are going to pick up on it. So, I mean, I think flow is like really, really important. I mean,
yeah.
even more important than vocal ability is like just vocal melody, really more than anything. So.
It's Jason Cornelius Mutt Gardner.
Yeah, it was the song the song that was coaching him on was Altar of Sabbath, by the way. I was really into it because I wrote like a lot of the lyrics, so I was like, I want to make sure it was good to go. Yeah.
Yeah. I think to do Jason, to add to that too, like for me, I was talking with uh, Chloe when I went out with Windrider for a few shows. And I was like, we were talking about singers and stuff, and I was like, when any singer, like, I want to believe a singer. I want to
Sure.
believe what they're saying. Like a good storyteller. I want them to like take me. As silly as that may sound, or as cosmic as that may sound, like uh, I want to be in what they're talking about in that moment. I like convincing, like a convincing actor.
Sorry about
No,
choke
I
there.
agree
Yeah,
with that.
I got you. I was gonna say, I was always impressed in with Summoner Circle how the singer, I can't remember his first name, is it Josh? I
Yeah.
know they're married to Herb's daughter. I always dug how he like sang, but like had the book, like he's reading out of the book to you.
Oh yeah.
That shit I thought was really fucking cool. Like I actually like really enjoyed the one time we played with him and watching like that. I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like how he just like read out of the book, but he was like singing. Does he have his lyrics in there too? Does he cheat or is it just like a
No, no,
no?
he couldn't at that time, and for a long time after, he was actually wearing a blindfold that he could barely see through.
Oh, nice. Cool. I mean, his name is Blind, so that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I always give him kudos for that stage presence. I thought that was really fucking awesome looking.
yeah. He does
Hell
he
yeah.
does that thing good. He once accident he went like this, extended his arms on stage one time, and accidentally, I wasn't watching where I was at, and he didn't know I was there and smacked me.
He did it on purpose.
That's just good fun.
Probably. He's a good
That's just
dude. He's a goofball. He's a lot of fun.
that's just good fun for the audience to witness something like that, though. Really. So,
Yeah.
stage, that's where I've always said that stage show really, really matters. Presence matters. And, you can write music all day long, but like getting up and actually performing it from a place of truth, from a place of
Yeah.
realism, even if you have props or whatever in your stage show, you know, if you believe it, then everybody else believes it. And that's what's awesome about it.
Yep. Like, you know, you can tell when somebody's phoning it in, and it's cool to do it if you just have fun doing it. For me personally, I'm impacted by the emotion behind it. While don't get me wrong, I grew up into like, and obviously I enjoyed doing it for a time too, the theatrical stuff like that. My
Mhm.
musical home is blues, so you just kind of get hit with that feeling aspect of it.
Hmm.
So I like the visual show, but I also like to see like, whether there's imagery or not, like somebody like they're in that world of what they're playing. I know you guys know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. And I was going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
say that about watching you at Big Goddamn Metal Show with Wind Rider.
Oh,
It
thanks, man.
completely blew me the fuck away that you were filling in for them, and just like it was just like I was in the moment even.
Oh,
And like, that I think you all were one of the only bands that I was able to actually sit there and watch and enjoy without having to run back and forth in places. And it just like hit that moment of like the night for me. And
well,
hell
thanks,
yeah,
man.
I appreciate
That
it.
was a lot of fun. I think I messaged Josh uh that night and Harrison telling them, dudes, we have to come to Magbar. So that
Yes,
was my first time
and
there, and
yeah, I would definitely love to have you all next year.
that would be
Love to
awesome.
be there.
Yeah, that was a really good time, by the way, dude. And it was good to finally meet you.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the cool thing about like doing these shows is, you know, throwing a bone to homies that you've talked to online for the last decade or whatever, that it's like need to make this show happen. And then it finally happens.
Yeah.
That's how I met Jason in person finally.
Yep. Yeah, we were
Fucking
a Magbar participant for
they were a Magbar participant, and at the time, losers 812, as Jason calls it, 812.
yeah.
Now wrong side, 812 or whatever. Uh, whatever it is. Jason, what else do you have?
Nothing really. I was just gonna say about the vocal stuff, like what Leo was talking about believing it. It's like, does anybody here doubt that Ronnie James Dio hasn't slayed a dragon? I mean, like honestly, like
Dude,
I
exactly.
he
mean,
puts it he puts the emotion behind it. We all know dragons don't exist like anymore, but yeah, I mean, I don't have no doubts that he killed
it's
a
because
dragon.
Ronnie slayed the last one, yes.
That
Maybe,
I
maybe.
was, dude, I
But
was gonna
Yeah,
say that.
but with how diminutive Ronnie actually was as a person, it was
yeah.
probably just a big iguana.
It could have been Komodo dragon.
and
Komodo dragon,
he, and he probably just pulled its tail off.
that's
You
fine.
know,
It's still
the
slayed.
defense mechanism.
It's still slaying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, dude, that's funny. I was gonna say something about Dio, in that context.
Here I'm sitting there hating on him too, and just like, that's when you know that like he's still prevalent in the music scene. Because you can
Man,
sit there and rag on him, and he's been gone what, a decade now or better.
Something like that. Yeah, it's been pretty close to it, if not a decade. Yeah.
Yeah. And and it's unfortunate because I think that's one of the things that we're all going to start seeing here soon is this fall off of older musicians, whether it's from retirement or death or whatever, you
yeah,
know, that ultimately that fall off, it's going to transcend everything, movies, music, all of that stuff. And then we're only going to have we're not going to have the Clint Eastwoods anymore,
Yeah. Yeah.
which sucks to say, I guess. But, so it's just like looking to the future and, bands like Jason's and Sun Mantra and those bands, I think, are the future.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
even
you, dude.
still, even if you don't get out and play fucking 300 dates a year like fucking bands like Metallica and those bands did back in the day, but it's quality over quantity.
I agree.
Yeah. I love doing it, man. Like there've been times in my life where I've even thought maybe I ought to chill. Man, I can't do it.
Yeah, I got two small kids. My wife's like, when you hanging it up, I was like, the fuck you talking about? I was like, you
Uh,
talking about some shirts on the floor, or are you talking about my music career or my hobby career? Because it's like, you know. Um,
hey,
so
it's
yeah,
the
I
only
mean,
thing that keeps you sane, right?
well,
Dude.
I told her like, well, I want both the kids to be old enough to see me play like a really bigger show, like Orange Peel or something like that before I quit, just so they can say I've seen it. Their dad wasn't a loser every day. That one day he was cool, So
Only
I
that
don't,
one
yeah,
day,
just
though.
that. I just need that one day. That's all. That's all.
Well, Jason, you pretty much just answered the first question of Derailed,
All right, cool.
the which is uh 5 random questions about you all as people. And this question is, what gives your life meaning?
Oh wow. I don't know. What about you? Leo, you go first and I'll go second because I'm not sure yet.
He's not sure if he can say that on the radio. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, this is YouTube. You can say whatever you want. We're demonetized anyway.
Oh, that's right. um,
Did you say
what
we're
what
demonic, Jason? Oh, wait, no.
Demonetized.
I think
Demonicized. No.
I think for me, I mean, there's probably a list of things, but um, it's connections. Like, and I don't mean connections like I mean like connect just human connections with the people in my life, whether it's acquaintances, friends, family, the people that I'm close with, those connections, um, and those are the things that bring me a lot of joy, and that's one of the things. I remember telling Herb when I was in Summers, we were on the Children of Bodom tour. I couldn't believe I was doing that thing, and I remember telling him, I was like, dude, you know what I realized? One of the things I like best about doing this at any level is the connections you make with people. Not to get something out, but just for the fact of the point of connection,
Sure.
Um, and that's and so there's a lot of wonderful people in my life because of music. You know what I mean? So in turn, music does,
I forgot
Yeah.
you guys played that. Actually, that's still pretty fucking awesome. Actually, that you
it
guys
was
played
wild.
on the tour. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say about the same for me, music. And this is my first band I've ever been in. Um, so it's a
Wow.
kind of it's huge, in my little world that I have. And so all the friends that I've made, because I grew up not really having much friends, stuff because I'm a quiet dude. Like I don't really get out and put myself out there much, but a lot of people come up to me and like tell me they really like my guitar playing. That really made me feel good and stuff. And so yeah, music and my wife definitely gives me a lot of meaning in my life.
Hell yeah.
Isn't that a
Uh,
trip though? I mean, like, I just want to like, for me personally, like when Josh came in, did I cut you off, Mark? I didn't mean to cut you off. If I
no,
did, brother.
no, you didn't. No.
When Josh came in, like I think even before we started jamming together the first time, we started talking about bands. You know how it goes. You guys know how it goes, and you start talking
Sure.
about what you dig. And he, I'm a little bit older than Josh, and he starts bringing up these bands like uh, Blue Cheer and shit all else, ZZ Top. And so I was like, holy crap, And so there's a lot of commonalities there with the music and stuff right off the bat. But I was surprised because I meet a lot of people that dig that. The people I know that dig that are kind of far from me. I mean, a lot of them, but yeah. So it trips me out that this was his first band. Because what comes with that is playing live, obviously. And so we done a number of shows, and then did the Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest, and which is, I remember being up there thinking, holy crap, this is Josh's first fest. I was like, hell yeah.
How old are you, Josh?
I'm 29.
Okay, that's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was crazy because like usually every show I get really fucking nervous, man. Like it's pretty hard because I don't move around much when I'm on stage. I just kind of like, I don't know. I guess just nerves getting in, but like the fest, like I don't know. I kind of like opened up there for a minute and didn't really have much nerves and just let myself go a little bit.
He took a couple of steps to the left and the right.
Yeah, that's right. Walked back a few steps.
He headbanged for 3 measures.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like
No,
kind of
I
like
totally.
Tony
Go ahead.
Iommi, kind of like Tony Iommi. He stands there and just works the riff.
Oh, sure, yeah. He might walk when it comes up to a solo, he'll walk up to the front of the stage, but that's it.
Yeah.
And
Well, when you play those riffs that he wrote, you don't need to do anything. The riffs speak for himself. So
he's damn right.
yeah.
Damn right. And that's what gives my life meaning is fucking
Tony Iommi?
It's
Nice.
Tony Iommi.
Oh yeah.
It's Tony Iommi. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Um
I have a Sabbath tattoo myself.
hell yeah. What do you think is totally inappropriate but commonly seen in today's society?
Oh, wow.
People videotaping everything drives me nuts. I hate that so much. That should be it's the most inappropriate thing I could think of right now. It's people getting in fights, people are videoing it, people getting hurt, people are videoing it. That's what I think about that.
I'm gonna start videoing you all the time now.
You already do.
That's right, I do. Clothed. I don't know, the inappropriate thing. I mean, there's a lot. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I have I don't know. This is probably like just something petty because I'm getting old and shit, but I just can't stand people that are rude and assy for no reason to me. Not that I get that a lot, but when I experience that, I'm kind of like, whoa, what the hell? I don't know.
Almost like that entitled thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Can you say the question again?
What's something that's totally inappropriate but is commonly seen in today's society?
Yeah. Well, I guess to be more specific to that, is the way people go at each other for their differences. Which I mean, it's been a long run thing, but like, yeah, I think not a lot of compassion or understanding. There's no conversations being had. There's just hate being spewed.
Right. For sure. What about you, Jason? You get to answer that too,
Political gaslighting on both sides.
Oh yeah.
When they tell you you're stupid because you know what you saw, but it doesn't fit the narrative they want, and they tell you that you're an idiot for speaking up or disagreeing about something. That's the shit that gets on my fucking nerves, big time.
The worst thing this is going to be the number one answer to this question.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of it. I don't know why I didn't pop off with it to begin with. Headless guitars. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
I remember Micah had one for a little while. The sound guy at one of the shows said something to him. He got rid of that.
But it is completely okay to have a headless bass.
Is it now? Because the
original Steinberg basses.
Yeah,
I remember
the little
those
square piece of wood with the neck on it. Those you could still have a headless bass, but a headless guitar, no.
Mark, we were off to a good start, my friend.
No, that's no, it's totally good.
No, I'm kidding,
so I
brother.
do want to ask you. I do want to ask you a conspiracy question.
Okay.
Do you believe Area 51 contains alien spacecraft?
I mean, I wouldn't say I believe either way 100%, but it wouldn't. I'd say it's probably likely.
Yeah,
I would probably.
Do you? I don't know if there is a such thing as the alien spacecraft that why doesn't any other government in the world have any that I guess that it's not being exposed? It's just America.
That's a good point, actually.
Can I answer this question when it's my turn? I know the definitive answer for this question.
Yes, answer it.
Back in the 40s, when they were testing off nukes in the desert here in America, that's when the aliens knew we had something powerful enough to come see what we were doing. That they consider us intelligent life when we split the atom, and then we were so intelligent that they fucked around and found out that we're going to keep their ships and shit and have a tourist site and make money off it, called Area 51. And I'm hoping that one day soon a president elected will declassify all this shit so we know. That's my factual theory.
Well, what is that? 1948.
Something like that. Yeah, it's a fact that we tested nukes in the desert. And the alien phenomenon pretty much took off right around the same time as that. So yeah.
Right.
You could also say like the pyramids too. Like talking about other places in the world. I mean, this is going along with the conspiracy theory as well, but like they seen intelligent life, like the Egyptians, the Mayans and stuff. And they helped them, or never know, they built the pyramids for them.
Well, I mean, you have two structures built almost entirely the same way from two civilizations that could not have possibly met each other when those were built. It's fucking weird, dude. Like, it's fucking weird. Like, there's cave drawings of mermaids and dragons in every ancient culture, and they never met each other until the continents or boats were invented, or even travel was even discovered, So it's crazy stuff, man. Like, it really.
I still think it's Alien versus Predator.
It could be. I mean, I don't know. I can't say it. It's still extraterrestrial, so it fits. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I see. Yeah, that's my conspiracy theory is Alien is real and they're just showing it to us in flashback.
Just get ready, prepared for what's about to happen. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Yep. And then they're going to turn it loose.
But I love conspiracy theories myself. I mean, I don't believe 99% of them, but they are fun. Like, they are fun, like, just what if,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I watch stuff like that.
They really are, aren't they, Jason?
Yeah, Judge Ventura agrees,
Get into the conspiracy theories with Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
Which I do want to ask another, just because. Do you believe large-scale conspiracies are even possible, or is it too unlikely because nobody could keep that secret?
I mean, I don't want to give the government a lot of credit for being intelligent, but the problem is the fucking people appointed are the ones that are like doing this shit.
Mustaine to me.
Oh, I don't know. Did I? I mean,
military intelligence.
No, I'm not saying military. I'm just saying people who are elected versus the people who are appointed. The appointed people are the problem. And like, yeah, I mean, I think they shine a shiny object on the left to distract you from what's going on to the right a lot of times,
Sure.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest.
Yeah, that could That's hard
Large
for me to
scale
answer. Yeah.
could large scale
Yeah.
conspiracies actually be a thing, or not, or do you believe that they're not a thing because nobody could keep that big of a secret?
I mean, look at the 9/11 stuff, dude. Like, building 3 fell down with no plane hitting it. It's kind of weird. I mean, a lot of people have come out and said that, jet fuel only burns at a certain temperature and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, it's
Sure.
in a way it imploded from the bottom to the top. It didn't like fall over. So yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, I don't care how you cut it, man. That's pretty odd, And it's there, it's on
Yeah.
video. I was
I
watching the
think it
day it
was
happened,
wired for sound, huh?
Yeah, I was watching. I was at Electrical Supply House and I was watching TV, and it happened. Like I saw it on TV. Like they're like, hey, a plane just flew into a building. They're like, hey, a plane just flew into another building. Like, hey, a plane just crashed in Pennsylvania. The Pentagon one is weird because they'd have to get really fucking low to hit the Pentagon. I never really got that one.
Mhm.
So that's another one. It's like, dude, you're telling me that this thing almost like landed on the ground and at 700 miles an hour and the building's like still there? Like I don't know. It just seemed a little unreal, but or
I'm
well,
suspicious about most all that stuff,
yeah. I
Sure.
mean, I don't want to
Yeah.
say it's like, I hate to think my government like did that. Like I think the terrorists really did fly into the plane, but dude, there was some opportunity cover up going on when that happened. Like there had to be something that they were like trying to like cover up. Maybe they had an alien ship in building 3 and this is their way to, get it out underneath rubble. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
I mean, it's really weird. And another thing, like I said about political gaslighting, is like, don't tell me I didn't see what I saw.
Yeah.
It happened live in front
Yeah.
of like,
Don't shit on my head and tell me it's a hat.
yeah, or piss down my back when it's raining. Any of that, yeah, it's really, I don't know, man. It's just the appointed people are too powerful, man.
I agree.
Yeah, once they're in, they're in. It's like
Yeah.
that's the problem. They should go when the people who are elected appoint them. They should go when the people who are elected get voted out.
If Dio wouldn't have killed all the
No
dragons,
problem. You take them with them. Yeah, if Dio didn't kill the dragons, maybe we would have a dragon who would fight for justice in the American way.
yeah.
I don't
No.
know.
For justice in the American way.
Look, man, if you saw a dragon that was like red, white, and blue striped, you wouldn't feel a little bit fucking patriotic. Like, oh yeah, here comes this motherfucker going to take out the trash. But
I
it
feel
would
like the
suck.
green
But it's
dragons
going to
and
suck
purple
when you're the
dragons are
trash.
cool
That's the
looking.
problem. What was that, Leo?
I feel like the green and purple dragons look cooler.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like that too. I mean, why does he have to be like a nationalist,
Yeah. Well, the coolest dragon I've ever seen like portrayed, I think, is the zombie ice dragon from Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert, I know it's a little late, but yeah, the zombie ice dragon was a fucking badass fucking idea and design. I know Neil deGrasse Tyson has debunked it as being not possible. And I know me and Mark have talked about Neil deGrasse Tyson before, like trying to debunk fiction, which fucking kills me. But yeah, the zombie
Yeah.
ice dragon from Game of Thrones is fucking awesome.
um, what would be your last meal?
Joshua?
A large Papa John's pizza, 100%.
Wow. Of all the
toppings?
things in all the world you could choose
Man, that's my favorite. I
from,
love it so much.
appetizer, main course, Papa John's pizza.
Oh,
He
I love
hasn't
some
had that pizza
breadsticks.
next to Magbar yet.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
hasn't had pizza Denise.
Yeah.
Real Louisville pizza there.
Looking forward to trying that.
For me, I love steak, so it would have to be a huge, thick, juicy, medium rare, badass steak. A salad with real good ass blue cheese and a bunch of black ground pepper, and probably a baked tater. Like the steak would have to be so mondo honking big, thick, and like you'd have to wrestle it. Like it'd have to be served on a cutting board.
It's like one of those ones you get at restaurants. Like if you can eat the whole thing, you get it for free, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
Eat
was
the whole
gonna say.
steak, you
Like
can
the
go
great
free.
outdoors.
Yeah,
The old
Yeah.
96er.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would have. And probably, a big, insanely tall Shiner Bock.
In the ale. In the ale.
Yeah. That would be my
And,
last
and
meal.
and it would be from a longhorn steer. That's how big the Shiner
Yes.
bock would be.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Totally get that. Jason, what would you choose?
Oh, that's easy. Shoney's breakfast buffet. Then I would just sit there long enough to go into the lunch buffet because if you get there late enough, you can get both for the same price.
Dude,
I like the way you
that
think.
is amazing.
I mean, I'm
And
trying to prolong this
honestly,
shit, you know. So yeah, I'm taking my time.
The Shoney sausage gravy is top fucking notch.
I'm not
And they
knocking it,
got
dude. I am a Shoney's breakfast fan, man. I like.
yeah, totally. Man,
What?
like it wasn't COVID that killed the one in Jasper, Indiana, as much as that like they really just wanted to I think they just wanted to close the business finally.
Yeah,
And because there were people begging them to make their buffet items uh and sell it for like on Grubhub and shit.
right. Yeah.
And they did for like 6 or 7 months, and then they were just like, dude, this is like too much work. We're we're done.
Yeah, Shoney's is a slowly dying chain, and it makes me sad. But they do build new ones every once in a while. We have one, I mean, not near me, but in the next county over. They opened a new one about 2 years ago. Um,
Well,
but they
if you
suck because
have
they
a
open
Lee's
at 8
chicken
o'clock.
though,
So do what?
do you have Lee's chicken?
No, we don't have any.
Because Lee's is owned by the same company who owns Shoney's.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, and that's good shit.
I mean, we could do a Shoney's breakfast buffet podcast one day if you want to, Mark. I'm
We
down.
could.
I'm
We
fucking down.
could.
I'm into Shoney's, man. I even have a Shoney's bear here in the house.
Oh
But
my
so last meal, this would be your last meal, Jason?
Yeah, it would never end. I would just sit there and eat forever. Yeah, it would be my last meal because I would
That
die
would-
because the bacon and sausage would clog my heart eventually. But you know what? It'd be damn worth it. It'd be damn delicious. That's for sure. It's like, yeah, I'll take some gravy on top of my bacon and sausage links and patties. Sure, why not?
Gravy. When you talk about
Holy
gravy,
shit.
have you guys ever eaten hog jaw?
I have, yeah.
No.
I love that stuff, man. One time I ate too much of it, thought I was gonna have a heart attack, man. I made a skillet full of gravy with it, with
Yeah.
the grease and everything, and
Yeah.
I got excited and ate too much of it, man. I thought that was gonna be my last day.
Like a widowmaker coming, baby.
That's some rough shit though, that like the country gravy is so good, but
Mhm.
Yeah,
it can be deadly,
Like your
especially if
heart your heart gets up that like little flutter. It's like, hey, I gotta breathe up a little bit. It's like you can feel it. It's like, oh, this isn't good.
when it starts playing the harmonica like John Popper, it's fucking
I try to limit
it's
my
time to stop.
yeah, I try to limit my biscuit and gravy intake to like one time a month. Actually, now I used to like eat that shit like 3 or 4 times a week, and I was like, yeah, I gotta stop.
Yeah.
It's like a
Queen,
dessert for me now, breakfast dessert.
it sucks, but it's like the biscuits and gravy are okay there if you salt and pepper the shit out of them at Dairy
Mhm.
Queen.
oh
So
yeah.
Dude,
that's what
biscuits
we
and gravy
have.
are weird because it's like let's throw some wet flour on top of dry flour and just eat this flour. But it's so fucking good, dude. It's like I can't say no when it's in my purview. I'm just like, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I will say that there are some there's Casey's gas stations. I don't know if you have them down there.
I
Yep,
don't
we do. Yep.
Do you, Jason?
I don't know.
Okay. So Casey's has, a lot of them have kitchens in there where they'll make like they're almost like a Speedway kind of deal where they have like breakfast sandwiches and shit like that, but they have one now that is waffles, and it's like bacon, sausage, cheese, egg between two fucking waffles.
Oh, hell yeah. That
It's
sounds
like
Sign me up.
it's the ultimate breakfast sandwich, and it's like ridiculous. It's like I had part of one the other day, and was just immediately going.
It's like
All
hard tapping
right,
out a little
that's
bit.
enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Dude, that's probably like 3,000 calories or more right there.
Oh, it probably was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, hell no.
Yeah.
So I have
Sounds good
one
though.
more question. What's that, Jason?
Sounds good though. I try it.
It was, but yeah, it was rough. So I have one more question, but before we get to it, as always, links are listed below. So please give a like, share, and a follow. Go see these dudes when they play. Go buy merch on the Bandcamp page. Go do all the things and all the stuff because that's what it's all about. Dudes, thank you all. Do you have any shout outs or anything else you'd like to promote today?
Um, Harrison, he couldn't be here tonight, of course, but Danielle at the Wizard Productions, um, Zach Moonshine, Raven Moonlock, Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest, our friends in Wind Rider, um, our wives. Anybody else you can think of?
Mm, no, you pretty much covered it.
My dogs and cats. I love my critters.
Oh,
But and you, dude, for like
oh,
the at the Mag Bar, the playing up there was great, dude. I'll definitely want to come up there with Sun Mantra when we can, and we'd love to see you again too, Jason. That would be awesome. Maybe we could do something together or something.
Yeah, next year should be a little more active for us. So yeah, we kind of
ooh.
we're
Maybe
kind of
we
like
could get the TWSM connection going.
yeah, I mean, like I said, this past year was a little weird with Chad's new schedule and not wanting to push, but now that he's like kind of knows what we want, like if we need to take off and do like a Doom trio set, we'll be good. But if we can get in with like a power metal band, that'd be good too. So yeah,
Yeah,
we're kind of like actually like a little bit liberating actually. So
that's
not
cool.
like
Hell
not
yeah.
putting anybody out, but everyone's like cool with the way it is. So yeah,
Hell
next
yeah.
year should be a lot better. Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's the way it is, dude. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
I mean, everyone has their life they need to live. We didn't want to like push too hard. We did some cool things last year or this year, but it just like let's go out for a whole like 3 days, and it's like, dude, I just started to do a job. I can't do that, so we didn't want to make anybody feel weird or bad or put anybody in a
Yeah.
weird spot. So yeah, yeah,
I do have one
hell
shout
yeah.
out. Um,
Yeah.
Piedra Azul Tequila. Shout out to them for keeping us going, especially during the fest.
Hell yeah. Maybe we could get a sponsorship for them now. We got to
Yeah,
mention on air.
That might
that'd be
not be a
awesome.
good idea.
No, that'd be a great idea. I can give me a tequila sponsorship.
yeah.
Hell yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll say it's good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We during that fest we had a camp with Quiescent Mantis. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they're a local Knoxville band from they do like thrash, hardcore stuff. And we went through 2 bottles of tequila during that whole fest, and somehow we sobered up at the end of the night enough to get home. But
Oh,
it was awesome.
hell yeah. I remember days like that. I mean, I've forgotten more than I remember, but it's always fun
Yeah.
stuff. So my final question of the day is pretty simple. What gives you the creeps?
Ugh. Mm, politicians.
I hate to repeat myself, but like I'm gonna have to go with headless guitars.
He's not gonna let it
You know,
go.
Yeah.
well, it's funny because I have friends who are totally into him, and I played this guy I used to work with at Guitar Center a long time ago. He bought this guitar that didn't have a headstock, and it looked like a pork chop, and I forget who makes it. But he was like, "No, dude, play it." And I was like, "It looks hella weird, man." And I picked it up and started playing, and really, like, it was comfortable, but it was just like it's disturbing, man.
It is. It makes you feel like, at least it makes me feel like when I'm playing down in like the first position, it makes me feel like I'm falling off the edge of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess that's, yeah, it's like I get to the point and I'm just like, when I go to do a bass slide or something, it's just like the headstock helps me stop it, you know, and it's not there. So it's like it just goes straight off the neck.
I would feel naked with one of those on stage. Like, but like I said, I have friends who like them and are into them, but I never did like them, even back in the '80s. Like I didn't dig them. So, but you got to bust your friends' balls, right?
Sure. It almost is what's even worse is the monochromatic. Is that it? The monochromatic scale headless guitars, the ones with the slanted frets.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they call. I've heard them referred to as fan frets. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Oh
But
yeah,
it's
that's
like
strange.
monochromatic tuning because it the way the fan
Yeah.
operates it keeps it in like a closer intonation.
Yeah. What is? I mean, I I guess maybe there's an ergonomic factor there, right? I don't. Um.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
I
trying to like? What if you were strumming chords on it? It looks like I don't know. Would that work?
I mean, I don't know because I everybody that I've ever seen play on plays on some fucking extremely low ass drop tuning and doesn't necessarily play, you know, Bach or fucking, or even fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan. Uh, Jason, what gives you the creeps?
This is gonna be a weird one, but this is actually a real thing I have a problem with is dimly lit sleazy gas stations.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know what it
Yeah,
is, man. I can't I hate it when I stop at a gas station and it's like, oh man, the outside looks so nice. This place is a fucking shithole. Everything's probably outdated food, the drinks are probably outdated, and you gotta buy like $10 worth of stuff to use your debit card. Smells like fucking incest or not incest, incense. After 10 o'clock when I'm recording this.
Oh my
Incense.
God.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what though? I get that fear because some time ago I was on the road and we stopped at this gas station slash hotel. They were like connected. It was weird. And it was
Yeah.
lit like that, dude. And it was even before we went in, dude, I got the heebie-jeeb. It
Mhm.
was like I felt like I was in a house of 1,000 corpses, dude.
Yeah.
you probably
Like
were.
Dude, I mean, it's like, you go to like shows and stuff now, and you're
You're
driving
in
back, and it's like,
Appalachia.
yeah, you're driving back from a show, and it's like, okay, I need gas. It's like the only thing you see is like gas station next exit, and you get off there, and it's like, I wonder if I'm gonna be like alive when I get done pumping my gas. Like, there's some motherfucker in a mask with a butcher knife behind the fucking dumpster. I know it. I know this, and like, it's like, dude, yeah, yeah. So yeah, dimly lit gas stations are my they creep me out.
There's always that one light bulb that flickers on them too.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's a fluorescent ballast and it's always like buzzing and shit, dude.
Yeah.
You've been there. You know what I'm talking about.
what's
Do any
yours, Mark?
do any of you play Resident Evil 2, the remake, by any chance?
I know
No.
exactly what you're talking about.
Dude, it's like, dude, you're Leon and you pull up at this fucking gas station. Like, dude, really? You're not just gonna go to the next one? Like, there's like dead bodies and blood and shit on the window. You're like, yeah, this seems like legit. And you go in to prepay for your gas. Like, what the fuck am I doing here, man? Come on. So, yeah.
Mine would be
Lead singers. No, just kidding.
lead singers. Yes. No.
Lead singers who don't play an instrument. Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, I don't like gangly looking spiders.
Okay.
Like for real, they just give me the fucking creeps. Like
Yeah, I
wood
know.
spiders.
Yeah.
Fucking jumping spiders are fucking cute as fuck, because they're like, and they just fucking pop up at you, but they don't hurt you or nothing. But like gangly looking fucking spiders with skinny legs, like garden spiders, fucking dude, those things just fucking give me the fucking creeps. It's like, ugh. I used to live in a place where we got them in the house constantly.
Mhm.
It's like uh because it was a trailer, and it would and underneath the trailer would always be wet for some reason.
Right.
Like because it just take forever to dry out.
Hmm.
And it was like huge fucking spider nest kind of shit.
Yeah.
And oh, fuck that.
My comment about lead singers was a joke to any lead singers who don't play an instrument out there. I apologize.
No, dude, I know there's people that are that way though about it, about the lead singer has to play an instrument kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they're just singing. You could put a guitar in their hand and be doing, fuck
I mean, when
that.
you have lead singers don't play an instrument, you get like the Jane's Addiction stuff where the guy can just take time to take a swing while you're playing guitar. So yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, why do we need this in our lives?
Have you
Why
ever
have
done
this
that,
like Agent of Chaos
Leo?
in our band?
You ever fought on stage?
No, man, I got tangled up in cables and accidentally got a guitar pick in my nose before.
Oh,
But never, it wasn't intentional. Never any kind of like altercations, and I never got. I can't think of a time that I ever got mad on stage, honestly.
Nice. Oh, I can think of
Um,
a couple. Somebody
sometimes
told me I looked like Sam Eagle. When they messed up on stage, that I gave them the Sam Eagle look.
some people, some people I think have thought like before they got to know me or something might have thought that I looked like I was mad or something. Maybe, maybe at first,
yeah,
maybe,
resting beard face like I do.
yeah.
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 Especially when I wore the face paint and stuff. People, I could see people, they would at first be hesitant to come up or whatever, and then once they talk to me, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's a goof ass,"
Yeah, Absalon's pretty friendly actually. He's just
Right. Uh, Dude, Leo, Josh, thank you all so much for coming to the Metal Forge this week. This has been awesome. Jason, thank you as well
yeah, man, I had a
for
good time.
sitting in on this awesome Sun Mantra conversation. Hell yeah. So on our way out today, we're going to go ahead and play Cosmic Law.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. Thank you.
And
for
thank you
having us.
guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope to see you guys again soon.
Yes, absolutely. 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week, located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing. Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken, fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Set back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. to distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.